Hello and welcome to week 13. I'd like to walk you through this week's objectives as well as tasks and remind you that this is the last week before Thanksgiving break. So without further ado, let's get started. This week we're going to be focusing on special senses, which include the eye and ear. So you're going to look at identifying locations and functions of the major parts of those organs, as well as combining forms, prefixes, and suffixes commonly used to describe these organs and their parts. And then lastly, you're going to describe the pathologic conditions that may affect the eye and ear. This week's assignment list is as follows. I've ordered things in a manner that I wish you to follow. So the first is to watch the video you're watching. There's a reminder right down here, number 2, that optional extra credit hats and gloves for Farmway Village donations are due this coming Thursday by noon. Just email me to confirm where I am, which campus I'm at, any of the days this week, and I'll do my best to meet with you and I can get the hats and gloves then. The third thing is that I posted answers to last week's Chapter 15 practice assignment. You'll want to take a look at those answers prior to beginning your third exam. Then, and if you want, you can skip from number 3 all the way down to number 12 and just start with your exam 3 on chapters 11 through 15 so that you kind of, keep your continuity going there. If you'd like, though, you can just go right to number 4, and this is looking at our chapter 17. We're skipping chapter 16. It's all about skin. You're more than welcome to take a look at it if you'd like to, though. So assignments 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, these are all videos that basically prep you for the material that you will read in chapter 17, as well as the material that you'll see on the chapter 17 PowerPoint slides, and thusly preparing you for the terms that you'll make your flashcards on. So I think this is going to be a really good way to work your way into the topics in chapter 17. And lastly, email when questions arise. And please note, number 14, Thanksgiving is next week. It's happening at the dinner table, and I guess you have a due date on that one. Under the videos section, you'll see that I posted How the Eye Functions, Part 1, Part 2, How the Ear Works, Part 1, Part 2, and Anatomy of the Human Ear. So I suggest starting these prior to reading Chapter 17. What you'll notice in the readings folder this week is that there's just one chapter to read, but there are actually 2 PowerPoints. The first one focuses on the eye, and the second one focuses on the ear. Next in that folder, you'll notice that I posted the Chapter 15 practice assignment answers. So please take some time to look over possible answers to that assignment and reach out if you have any questions on those. The last official order of business for this week, rounding things out for you before Thanksgiving break, is your exam 3, which covers chapters 11 through 15. As always, it will open Monday, November 16th at 8 a.m. and 0.1 of a second, and will close on Sunday, November 22nd at 11:59 p.m. exactly, with no 0.1 of any seconds after that. The link will disappear at that time, so like I always suggest, try to take the exam as early in the week as you can, so that if we run into any issues, I can try to help mitigate those. The test is timed. There are 34 questions, and you'll have 60 minutes to complete your work, which I think is going to be a healthy amount of time for you. So at exactly 60 minutes after you begin the exam, it will automatically be submitted whether or not you have completed it. You will not be able to return to previous questions. If you try to, you may get kicked out, so try not to do that. And as always, email me if anything arises, any issues, any problems with your exam. You may notice that I posted a link on Tuesday, November 10th about some of your classmates that were featured in a blog article that got published to CWI's blog. So a great big round of applause and kudos goes out to your classmates Maribel, as well as Emily and Jackie, who helped at that event. If you'd like to see the write-up on them and some photos, there's a link right here that takes you to CWI's blog page, where you can actually find a lot of great articles that students and faculty have had published. And here's the one on specifically my students, some of you that helped out at the event. Most of the students pictured here are actually in my I Do Teach class, as well as my Biology 210, Science, Literature, and Environment. And where you'll see some of your classmates featured are down here. So there's Jackie and Maribel and Emily. So a kudos to them for volunteering either half of or most of their Saturday on November 7th. Thank you guys so much. It was a big help to me if you helped in my group, and I know to the girls that you served if you weren't in my group. So thank you so much. My last announcement is to remind you that if you weren't aware of it by now, you should be getting or have gotten an email from the school as well as from me indicating that end of course evaluations will be open and live as of 12 a.m. Monday, November 16th, so that will be actually prior to you seeing this video and this announcement. Those evaluations will be open and live through Saturday, December 12th at 11:59 p.m. These evals can be found on Blackboard under the Course Evaluation tab, which will be at the far left in that burgundy section for our course. And really completing these evaluations it's a huge favor to me, to my department chairs, to my dean, and really to CWI, because the feedback that we get from you is truly invaluable, and the more of you that respond, the more accurate picture we each get of, you know, what students are experiencing in our classes. So I made a comment here that these stakeholders are interested in statistically accurate data because it really benefits all parties involved. So by filling out one of these evals, you actually will get 10 extra credit points. I will go in and put these points into your gradebook after Saturday, December 12th, at which point I can see everyone who's done an eval, just their names and when they did it, but I will not be able to see what you responded. Not until after grades are posted, and it's actually, I think, in late December when I can actually read those evals, but I still don't see names associated with comments. I just see comments and answers. So with that in mind, please do take the time to fill those out, not only for me, but for your other classes as well. I know those instructors would appreciate it. Unfortunately, this week did not turn out as planned for my team, but I did have the chance to grade your heart anatomy and blood flow assignments, and for the most part they were awesome. And my apologies to those of you who thought that you needed to draw your heart model looking like mine. A lot of you drew way better ones than I did, and some were like phenomenal, just knocked it out of the park. For the most part, very accurate, you know, awesome, and I think a good practice for you to do, you know, the bodily kinesthetic work and not just reading or, you know, typing up an assignment. So thank you for doing those, and they are finally now graded. And so yes, just this week there's no homework assignment. There's just your exam 3 and tackling chapter 17, special senses. And then after Thanksgiving break, we're kind of on the home stretch. Seriously, there's just, you know, a couple weeks and then it's finals. So with that being said, I think those are all of the announcements. I think I actually am all the way caught up on all the emails. But if there are questions and concerns this week, as it is an exam week and the week before break, reach out to me. I am totally here, checking my email more than I should. So I think that's all for now, and I will talk with you guys again next week. Have a great week. Bye.